In the calm town of Villisca, there's a spooky house with a scary story. It's called the Villisca Axe Murderer House. This house has a dark past full of scary events that still seem to linger. In 1912, a bad guy hid in this house. But instead of safety, it became a place of death for 6 innocent people. The bad guy, a really mean murderer, used an axe to kill 6 people in the house. 4 of them were kids who didn't do anything wrong. The case was never solved and we still don't know who did it. In 1994, someone bought the house and made it into a museum. They wanted to keep its scary history alive, so they fixed it up to look like it did in 1912. But they say when you mess with old stuff, it brings back old stories, and that's exactly what happened with this house. It started telling its people who visited or lived nearby, started telling about weird things happening. At night, they said they saw a ghost of a man with an axe walking around the house. They also heard scary screams of kids like they were really scared. It felt like there was something there, even though they couldn't see it. A spooky feeling from the past that wouldn't go away. It was like the house was full of the spirits of the sad things that happened there before. And just when you thought the legacy of terror had ended, the house had one more horrifying tale to tell. In 2014, a man named Robert Stephen and his friends decided to spend a night within the ominous walls of the Villisca house, unaware it would be their last. As the clock hit midnight, Robert and his friends felt a shiver. They were having a good time, laughing and hanging out in the house. They didn't realize something bad was going to happen. But as the night went on, the same scary feeling from 1912 started coming back into the house. At midnight, the fun stopped suddenly. The house became very quiet, like it was holding its breath. Then, something awful happened. Robert and his friends suffered the same scary fate as the people who lived there before. The next morning, they were discovered with their heads cut off, just like the 1912 murders. The police came, looking pale as they looked into what happened. The time when it happened made them feel really scared. It was almost the same as when the first murders happened in 1912. It was like history was repeating itself, and the whole town couldn't believe what had happened. The news of the ghastly murders spread like wildfire, reigniting the tales of the Villisca house's cursed existence. The government, unable to ignore the horrifying incident, decided to step in. The Villisca house, once a symbol of an unsolved mystery, was sealed off, its doors forever closed to thrill seekers and the curious. But the tale of the Villisca house doesn't stop there. People in the area say they can sometimes hear kids laughing and screaming from inside the closed-up house. Some even claim to have seen a ghostly man holding an axe stuck forever in his scary deed. The house was sealed off by the government after this incident, but the whispers of the past are said to still echo within its walls. Today, the Villisca house remains a silent testament to its bloody past, its secrets locked away. This house of horrors has a history that would send chills down the spine of the bravest souls. In 1912, 6 members of the same family were brutally beheaded, their killer never brought to justice. The case remains one of the most intriguing unsolved mysteries, a puzzle that has baffled investigators for over a century. Despite the house being sealed, there are reports of strange noises echoing from within its walls, of spectral sightings and children's cries piercing the silence of the night. Some believe the spirits of the victims still linger, trapped within the confines of their former home. As we leave you with these chilling tales, remember, some horrors are never truly buried. If you enjoy such stories, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay safe and remember, curiosity often leads to